Money Monday is starting soon. 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 Just a few seconds. Money Monday is starting soon. Money Monday is starting soon. Money Monday is starting soon. Starting soon. All right, give me 1 second. Sharing this to my profile. Fantastic. All right. Here we go. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'm Henry, I'm your friend in finance. Welcome to another episode of Money Monday. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about what's been going on in basically the past week, 2 weeks. There's been a lot going on in the world of crypto. I've had a lot of people asking me questions about crypto. So I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to talk about this with all of you. That way we could get some of those questions answered, demystify some of the stuff going on. But before we get started, I do want to just point out that this Thursday we are going to have our monthly webinar. The link is in the description here. It's going to be a webinar on money and marriage. I think this is a really important conversation to have because finances, people still, it's the number 2 reason that couples cite for why they divorced. Finances. There's a lot of emotions that get caught up in finances, and sometimes that can create a lot of stress in a relationship. So this Thursday we're going to be talking about that, about how you can actually, just with a few simple exercises, instead of money being this really difficult conversation, it can actually be a way for you to get closer, so you can align your goals with each other, so you can create a more intimate relationship. So it's a fantastic webinar for anybody, really. I'd say whether you're happy in a relationship and you're just looking for another way that you can get closer to your partner, whether you're in a relationship and you're noticing that every time money comes up, it's always stressful, and you don't look forward to those conversations, or even if you're single but you know that at some point in time you want to be in a relationship, this is going to be a fantastic webinar where you can learn some of those exercises so you can prepare for those conversations later. Don't let finances and the discussion of finances create stress in your relationships. Come check out this webinar. Bob's been counseling couples for decades, and he's going to be sharing his knowledge with us on Thursday. So it's free. It's on Thursday, May 27th. That's this Thursday. It's at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you do register, you will also get a recording of the webinar available for 1 week. So come join us. Super important. Like I said, finances carry a lot of emotion. We're going to be talking about some of that today, and this is a way to take some of those negative emotions out of those money discussions. So I think it's super important. Come join us. Check out what it's all about. Now, on to what's been going on in the world of crypto. Like I said, I've gotten a lot of questions about crypto in the past week or two. A lot of cryptocurrencies have been basically doing like this for the past month. I think I just saw this. Ethereum, what the price for Ethereum has done is basically that. So it's basically where it was a month ago. Bitcoin, it looks a little bit even worse than that. It was basically up, and then it's gone down. So it's not quite, Bitcoin's not quite at half of its highest point, but it is pretty high. So I've had people asking, like, does this mean it's the end of crypto? And so I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to just talk about what's going on, and what this could mean for you, and why I think it's a sign for this is a signal for certain kinds of behavior. Like I said, finances carry a lot of emotion. This happens when investing, whether it's stocks or crypto. I know a lot of us, I'm a millennial, a lot of millennials, because we lived through the crash of 2008. There's a lot of hesitancy in investing in companies because we saw the downside, what could potentially happen if your entire life savings was invested in companies in 2008. We experienced that crash. And so there's actually a lot of millennials who are afraid to invest in companies. So a lot of us millennials are turning to cryptocurrencies because it's just something new, it's something different. And I will say that I'm just touching on the surface of a lot of this stuff. We actually did a webinar on this, which is now available for clients. We actually talked to a successful Bitcoin investor, somebody who's invested successfully in Bitcoin, invested in other cryptocurrencies. We actually got to interview him and ask him about his process, how he did it, and that's going to be available for clients who are platinum and above, who are clients of ours. So if this is something that really interests you, come join us. We have a lot of webinars that we do for free, like the one we're doing on Thursday. But then later on is exclusively available for clients. So this cryptocurrency webinar is an example of that. We have a lot of stuff on there. I'm only going to be touching the surface here, but I just wanted to get some of the talk about what's going on. So, like I said, a lot of emotions are being caught up in cryptocurrencies right now. There were a couple companies that bought into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies recently, and then Elon Musk is the obvious person right there. He had Tesla accept Bitcoin as a form of payment for Teslas, and then they reversed course once they started actually examining the environmental impact on that Bitcoin has, which is. It's pretty significant. If you're concerned about the environment, that's actually something to consider. Is what is the environmental impact of these things that I'm investing in? Because of some tweets that have been made, that's why we've seen these just in crypto. A lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of the big ones, they've just gone down in price within the past week or two. So a lot of people approach me saying, "Is this the right time to buy? What should I do?" I will say that this is not going to be specific advice for anybody. I'm just going to be pointing out some of the things that this is a sign of. This shows what we're seeing right now is that there is a lot of volatility in cryptocurrency. Volatility means it's the difference between if you think of like something like that, ups and downs, and something like that. Right? This is the more volatile investment as opposed to this. That means this one has more uncertainty, has higher. If we both start out at the same place, this one obviously gains more, but then has just as much of a chance of plummeting and losing just as basically double that in the next cycle. So we're seeing right now that there are a lot of risks and there's a lot of volatility that still pertains to cryptocurrency. The fact that just a few tweets can send it higher or send it significantly lower is a sign that it's still extremely volatile. So what does that mean? So it means that it's for different people. It could mean different things. For instance, if you're getting close to retirement, then having your money go potentially up and down really quick, that could be potentially pretty dangerous because you're going to need to start using that money to actually live off of pretty soon. On the other hand, if you do have a lot of time, if you have a broader time horizon, then you can withstand investments in general. You can withstand more volatility. Cryptocurrency, some people I've seen out there saying that cryptocurrency, this is a sign that cryptocurrency might be dead. If we think of this as a new technology, like think about early 2000s, I know a lot of people my age were still very young at that point, but early 2000s, we had it was actually called the internet bubble, the dot-com bubble, because it was a new technology. Internet companies were just starting out, and we started seeing a lot of people piling into this bubble. And so the stocks went up and up and up and up, but then the bubble burst, stocks plummeted, and at that point we had the beginning of a lost decade. Basically, S&P 500, the major stocks, if you bought at the beginning of like 2001, up until the end of that decade, it basically stayed the same. It took basically that entire time. It recovered and then it dropped again because of the housing crash. So over that decade, those investments basically stayed the same. Why I'm mentioning that is because a lot of people piled into that dot-com bubble. A lot of people at that same time were saying the internet's never going to gain purchase. It's not going to be around forever. But we now know, because as we're experiencing right now through this Facebook Live, the technology evolved and has stuck around. Those original companies did not. That's something that's been repeated throughout with new technologies. You can see that happening with the first airlines. The first airlines, I honestly don't even remember their names. They're not around. They're not around anymore. So people have been asking me in the past week, does this mean that I should buy into Bitcoin? Does this mean that I should buy Dogecoin? Does this mean that I should buy Ethereum? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That would be like trying to time the market, and that's not what I try to do. What I do know is that it's extremely volatile, which means there are possibilities for more gains. But where are you in life? Is it possible that you're going to need to access that money sooner because you're going to want to do something like buy a house? You're going to want to get married. You're going to want to go on a vacation. Are you going to need to access that money sooner? And you don't have the time, effort, or computing power to do the day trading long term. In which case, then if that's something volatile like that, might not be the best call for you. But that being said, cryptocurrency I do think is going to be that the blockchain technology is extremely exciting and will be around for a while. And I don't even know what its final form is going to be. And that's, for me, that's what makes it so exciting. But again, just something to consider, because I see a lot of people, I think both ends of the spectrum, we should eye both of them with a little bit of skepticism. Both the people who say, this is a sign that it's going to go down, that cryptocurrency is going to just die from here. Should eye that with skepticism, but we should also eye with skepticism people who say, oh no, it's going to, what everybody says, it's going to the moon. Maybe. Who knows? We don't quite know yet. And there are a lot of other economic factors that are taking place right now. One other thing and again, we go into more detail about this in our webinar, but one other thing to bear in mind is that right now the cryptocurrencies are very correlated. They're very tied together with how the stocks are doing. So if the stocks go up, let me erase this. So if we see stocks go up, then we see cryptocurrencies go up as well. Stocks go down, typically we see cryptocurrencies go down as well. So we got to imagine what's going to happen if something does happen where we experience another market crash, because we are already seeing some warning signs that there might be another recession within a year and a half or so. So what is going to happen at that point? You might need to start being able to access some money at that point. And at that point, because these two are correlated, stocks will have gone down. You might need money because you're out of work because the companies are not doing great. But even your investments in cryptocurrency, they're very tied together with the stocks. So you might not even have that money that you need to access when you really need it. That's one thing that's kind of the basic concept that I end up talking to people about when they're like, should I buy into this or not? It's what is the purpose of that money? What is that money being used for? Is it being used for saving for retirement? Then, in which case, we want to put it in something that we can actually rely on, that will actually be able to over time grow enough so you can start drawing income from it. Or is the money just for fun because it makes you feel good, which is also valid. It's not criminal to want to go to the casino. It is a terrible idea to go to the casino and think that that's a viable investment strategy, but it's not. But going to the casino with a little bit of money and trying to, having a little bit of fun and maybe even coming back with more, that's not a terrible thing. So what we always recommend is that you have a well-diversified portfolio and don't think of investing in cryptocurrency as investing like for retirement and as investing for a new house, things like that, because it's so much more volatile. You just can't count on it yet. However, I've seen a lot of people have fun with it. So use the portion of your budget that you allocate for fun stuff towards cryptocurrency. That's what we've been recommending. Then at that point, that might help you make some decisions about, do I actually want to buy into this? Do I have that much fun? Is it more fun than going to a theme park or things like that? That can help a lot. That can help a lot with decision making and things like that. But yeah, that's basically about it. A lot of stuff still going on with cryptocurrency. Like I said, I'm very excited for where it's going to be headed in the next, who knows, the next decade or so. We've seen some evolutions of the technology from non-fungible tokens. Blockchain, I've heard, is also being used in supply chain management, which is from a nerdy point of view, that's very exciting, because you never think about that stuff. And maybe by using some implementation of blockchain in supply chains, the things like the toilet paper shortage of 2020 will never happen again. Who knows? I have no idea. It's an evolving technology. I just don't know whether if you ask me whether or not to invest in the Bitcoin, I'll go, well, it's got like a 50-50 chance of going up or down, because I believe that we do live in an efficient market, so they are priced accurately for the moment with all known knowledge going into them. Which is another little aside for our clients, because we have a whole webinar. We actually have 2 courses now on the science behind investing and how you can use the whole economy, kind of like jujitsu, using the economy's momentum in your favor when you're investing. Something else for our clients right there. Great, thank you so much. Once again, my name's Henry. I am your friend in finance. I think I just tapped the microphone, so I apologize for that sound. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. Have a good one.